Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Iylia AYUNI BINTI Azman. I'm in third year of Materials Engineering from Group 259. Today, I'm going to talk about toxic positivity, which also known as the dark side of positive vibe. Be grateful for what you have. If you still positive, something good will come your way. Look on the bright side. It could actually be much worse. You have probably heard or even used these phrases before, perhaps when being comforted by someone during a particular rough time or when trying to comfort someone yourself. As far you know, these are the kinds of phrases that are indicative of toxic positivity. So here I am today to talk to you about this toxic positivity, which includes the definitions, signs, negative impact, and how to avoid or deal with this kind of toxic positivity. Okay, first for all, what is exactly toxic positivity? Toxic positivity is the denial of the negative emotions and experiences in life by replacing them with superficial happiness and positivity. It demeans and devalues the negative emotions that we sometimes need to experience in life. Positivity is used to cover up the human's experience. It is become toxic. By disallowing the existence of certain feelings, we fall into a state of denial and repressed emotions. The truth is humans are flawed. We do get angry, jealous, resentful, and greedy. Sometimes, life can just flat outside. By pretending that we are positive all day, we deny the validity of a genuine human experience. So next, we move to some signs of toxic positivity. The first sign can be feeling guilty for experiencing negative emotions. My life is so good. I shouldn't feel bad. I am so stupid for feeling bad. Toxic positivity can manifest as guilt when you feel bad for experiencing negative emotions. Of course, the negative feeling will feel bad. But to feel bad, guilt, or shame for feeling those kind of emotions is the sign of toxic positivity. A person in that situation may tell themselves that they have no reason to feel those emotions and should be happy with their situations. You may find that you have inflicted this on other people, or other people have inflicted it on you by telling you that you should and shouldn't be feeling. Next, the sign can be like providing perspective instead of empathy and validations. The spirit of providing some perspective can be interpreted as useful, but it doesn't do the job well. Empathy and validation go much further in providing meaningful support to yourself or others. A person who is experiencing a tragedy or going through a hard time is not oblivious to the suffering of other people. What they are most concerned about at the moment is their own negative feeling. Trying to provide perspective is a means of trying to show oneself of another person onto a track of avoidance. I am not going to feel what I need to feel because I think that someone else has it worse than I do. This shows that toxic positivity is avoidance as is providing perspective. Another sign of toxic positivity is minimizing or shaming the experiences of yourself or others. It wasn't that big deal. Other people have been through worse. These things do not mean that negative emotions do not important. We minimize emotions, whether they are ours or not. We deprive the person and the ability to feel their emotion honestly and safely. Come back to the avoidance of the negative and a superficial focus on the positive. Message like it's not a big deal encourages us to look away from the negative instead of confronting and dealing with it. Now, we move to the next part, which why this toxic positivity is bad. As all we know, being a human being is a hard work. There is so much suffering to find the peace in life. By trying to focus on only the positive and not giving space for negative emotions that we feel, we make it harder for ourselves and the loved one to heal and grow. Harboring those negative emotions for long periods and not dealing with them actually worsens our health by causing extra stress. Stress itself has so many adverse effects on the body, like increased anxiety, blood pressure, headache, insomnia, depression, fertility, sexual dysfunction, and so much more. When you are forcing yourself to continually be happy and have this positive vibes mentality, you are telling the other people around you to not have difficult feelings around you. Yet, working through difficulties are an important part in relationship building. The way you resolve conflict or help your friends work through their stuff can help strengthen relationship in a way that nothing else can. So we conclude that there is no positive aspect of toxic positivity, just a convenient way to shut our eyes or stick our fingers in our ears and ignore the reality. So from all those sequences, what do we need to avoid or deal with this kind of toxic positivity? Number 1, as it sounds cheesy, but remind yourself that sadness, anger, envy, and fear all exist for a reason. It is our body and brain ways of trying to warn us about something. Our emotion should be celebrated as a meaningful and even useful part of being a human. This is what we call befriending with your monsters. It will help you to know more, love more, and appreciate more about yourself. Number 2, what we can do if when someone tells you that things could be more worse, remind yourself that your emotions are valid and allow yourself to feel them. Processing your negative emotions doesn't cheapen someone else's worst situation. It helps you to accept, grow, and heal. Now for the third way to deal with this toxic positivity. For some people, expressing sadness or negativity with a good cry or heart-to-heart may be most soothing. But if you find it is difficult for you to express those negative emotions out loud, you should try writing it out. You should try writing out of how something can make you really feel. For example, you can start by journaling. Journaling is known to help people process their emotions and decrease stress. Lastly, to avoid being a person with a toxic positivity, you should learn about becoming an empathetic listener. You must try to catch yourself saying things that reinforce a culture of toxic positivity. Instead of telling someone how they can feel better in a bad situation, lead with questions and validation about how they are feeling. Back that up with some actionable steps. Conclusions. Being a healthy human being involves being conscious of ourselves and how we show up in the world. If you recognize yourself as a transmitter of toxic positivity, it's time to cut it out. You are hurting yourself and the people you care about the most by insisting on this monochromatic mindset. Instead of practicing toxic positivity, aim for balance and the acceptance of both good and bad emotions rather than all or nothing thinking. Embrace it entirely and you will reap the rewards of bountiful aliveness.